Okay, so here's my training from the 17th. I decided to show a lot of warm-ups here because my squat, I'm messing with the form again. I think I really have a pretty good idea on what I actually need to do now. So I think my bar pass staying pretty straight, my speed is pretty good, and in general, my back's way tighter than before. There's a lot less chest cave. This rep I thought was pretty beautiful at 495. It's not as fast as I'd like. This is 530. My first single at 535. I was hoping this would be like an 8.5. It ended up being like a 9.25. So I decided instead of going up or calling it there, I would take it again. This time it was a little bit better. I expect something like that because it's getting used to a new squat form. So that one felt a little bit better than the one before it did. I'd imagine they look probably about the same, but it felt a little better. And that time I felt like I could have done another. So this is my initial for 4 at 9. Everything is pretty solid. I think that one might have came forward, but I feel like instead of it coming forward because my back's collapsing, it's coming forward because I'm shifting my weight forward because I'm not used to squatting in the heels. That time, that rep I collapsed a little. That definitely happened. But that's just my own fault rather than bar path, I think. So now I go into this period where I just cannot fatigue. Like I just keep nailing these sets and they keep being really easy. And granted, it is only 445 for fours. That's like 74% for four. So you would expect for me to do this forever. Granted, it's not 74% of what I was able to do today, but still, it's only 74%. So I'm really trying to focus on just keeping as upright as I possibly can because I think that's the key to me doing a good low bar squat is for me to stay upright because that'll prevent my chest caving. And I feel like just in general, my mechanics are way better with this squat form than with any other form that I've been doing. So I'm not quite as pleased with this as I was back in 2011 when I was squatting, but I think this is a really good starting point to get to that 2011 form. So Jesus, there are so many back off sets. So here's another one. That rep wasn't that pretty. Actually, none of these are very pretty. I must have not tried that hard this set. Yeah, I should have tried harder on this set. Yeah, in general, that set sucked, but it was still at 8, and I was shooting for an 8.5. So, just keep on rolling. Let's see how this one looks. That's way better than any of the reps in the last set. Maybe I figured something out or just am trying harder. I think I need to figure out what the best stance width is for me. I think it's a little wider than I might initially think. Because when I was looking at videos from 2011 Nationals and 2011, I was standing pretty wide. So at this point I was like, fuck it. I'm going to put 465 on the bar and just get the 8.5 so my fatigue is there. Even though this ends up being like a 2% fatigue drop because the weight was only 2% below my initial. And honestly, I don't even know if this ended up being an 8.5 because these reps all look really good. Okay, that one went for either. I couldn't fatigue on squats. I probably should have just went to a harder initial. Here's bench. This is 355 for 4. I meant to get it at 9. It's actually about 9.5. Spotter comes really close to touching it, and I gave him an earful afterwards just on the old do not ever touch the bar. This set was, I was like blasting it off my chest. This is practically 335 for 4 at 7. But it's probably still an 8. So here's the second set. Still going pretty strong. It's a little bit harder than the last, or it's still pretty easy. But this set I fatigue rather quickly, or it's possible that I just forgot to video my last set. So I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I just forgot to video my last set. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Just the video cut so perfectly in Windows Movie Maker that, yeah. So this is the last set. I end up finally hitting my fatigue stop here and getting that